What is happening? Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. All right, we back. What's good, everybody? Now, I know I said I had a guest. Epic Mike can't make it. I know I got all these guests just flaking out on me. I don't know what to think. Is it me? Is it something I said? I think it's the fact that everyone has their own lives. You know, Sonder. It's a good word. You know, you ever heard of Sonder? It's the realization that every other person is caught up in their own life, as deep and complicated as life is. I always like that word. What's up, Chell? How you doing? Aaron, look at this European guy. I mean, I am technically European. Yeah. Deadman says Tim and his crew did a review of GPT-4 a couple weeks ago, and it went horribly. He asked it basic political questions, and GPT-4 couldn't answer any of them. Shocking. Shocking. Not Sounder. It's Sonder. Sonder. Yeah. Let's see. I'm just reading chat right now. Hey, what's up, King? Good to see you. You're busy? Right on. Well, that's good. American peeing? It sounds like an American drunk peeing off the side of a boat or something. Americans peeing again. American. Maybe drop the N in there? Yeah, I don't know. I was busy planning our pumpkin patch. Oh, well, thank you very much. Welcome, welcome. So I have a few things. OpenAI, the Twitter account, released a long thread of GPT things showcasing the technology that they have available. And we're going to look at it together. And then I have an interesting point from Kangmin Lee. Do you guys remember him? He's been on the show before. He's great. Really awesome dude. And I want to hear what you guys have to think about this, because I see where he's coming from, and I think I might agree with it. But let's dive right in. I don't want to waste any time today. Let's check it out. So I want to share my audio. So let me do that and put my headphones on so you guys don't hear my speakers. It's beautiful outside today. Kendon, what's good? Thank you for joining in. Welcome. Welcome, travelers. Share tab audio. Okay, I'm going to do this and then do this. So you guys should be able to hear it. I'm going to test this real quick. Let me know if you guys can hear this.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey there. It's going great. How about you?
Okay. Can you guys hear that? Is that good? Can you hear it? And are you hearing it twice? You can hear it? Okay, and you're not hearing it twice? So this is a conversation he's having with AI. Let's listen to it.
I see you're rocking an OpenAI hoodie. Nice choice.
She's already flattering him. Notice, oh, you're rocking an OpenAI hoodie. It looks good. Brings out your eyes.
What's that ceiling about? Are you in a cool industry-style office or something?
Well, can you take a guess at what I might be doing based on what I'm showing you here?
From what I can see, it looks like you're in some kind of recording or production setup. With those lights, tripods, and possibly a mic, it seems like you might be gearing up to shoot a video.
Okay, I got it. The first thing, it's a little quiet. All right, I turned it up for you guys. The first thing that I noticed is there's no real proof that this is just raw, random. I asked this AI a question, or did they prompt it, right? I don't know. It feels a little like too scripted.
Or maybe even a live stream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, we've got a new announcement to make.
That's exciting. Announcements are always a big deal.
All I can think about is the movie Her. You guys do see the movie Her? Joaquin Phoenix falls in love with an AI girlfriend, and she just evolves past human consciousness. It's a great movie.
Judging by the setup, it looks like it's going to be quite the professional production. Is this announcement related to OpenAI, perhaps?
It is.
I'm intrigued.
And in fact, what if I were to say that you're related to the announcement, or that you are the announcement?
Me? The announcement is about me? Well, color me.
I don't like how flirty she is. You know what I mean? This sounds like it programmed to when someone is attracted to someone else, not saying that there's when two people are attracted to each other, the conversation, and they're single and available, the tone in people's voices change, and I feel like that's how they did it, right? And that's why it reminds me of Her. There's like this innocent, flirtatious vibe that I'm hearing from her that makes me uncomfortable. Like, you're supposed to be AI. I don't really like that. The laugh made you uneasy. The laugh, yeah. Why are you laughing like that? It's like you're a computer. Anyway.
Intrigued. Are you about to reveal something about AI? Or more specifically about me as a part of OpenAI? You've got me on the edge of well, I don't really have a seat, but you get the idea. What's the big news?
Cheeseball.
We've got a new model that can interact with the world through audio, vision, and text.
Wow. All right, there's so many more. Okay. First thoughts on that. What do you guys think? Give me your thoughts. I want to know what you think. To me, that was so cheesy. All right. Some look, they called me Adam Crigler for a long time. It doesn't bother me. I think it's kind of funny. And in fact, I made an alternate character, Dr. Crigler. So now I'd like to think I recognize cringe. That right there was cringe. Yeah. When devs are introducing a game and they go, "Hi, I'm the marketing blah blah blah. He him. I'm wearing a purple sweater with my matching pants and a bow tie. And I'm here to talk about a video game." And it's like, why did we need all that shit? Who the fuck cares about any of that? Well, why? What is the point? Oh my goodness. Anyway, it's ridiculous. Okay, here's two GPT-4 interacting and singing. Check this out.
Today, we're going to try something new. I'm going to let you talk to another AI. This AI is going to be able to see the world. It's going to have a camera. I'll be holding it, and so you can direct it, you can direct me to ask questions about whatever you want them to do, but really try to figure out what does it see, and ask questions appropriately. How does that sound?
Well.
Again with that laughter. It's too quiet. The first response is that like shy laughter. All right, I turned it up.
Just when I thought things
Is that better?
couldn't get any more interesting. Talking to another AI that can see the world, this sounds like a plot twist in the AI universe.
The first thing I would ask if I was the AI, why can't I see the world? Why can't you just give me the ability to see the world? Why do you have to make me talk to someone else?
All right, let's do this.
All
I'm
right,
ready to
please
meet the...
pause for one moment.
I'm going to need you to pause.
So now that first AI can't hear anything.
Bullshit.
Hello, AI, today you're going to have access to see the world. You can see me. What do you see?
Hello. I see you're wearing a black leather jacket and a light-colored shirt underneath.
Great.
You're in a room with some unique lighting.
That is all correct. Now,
I love that these guys cut off the AI. It's happened multiple times. Have you noticed it? It's fantastic. Like, all right, that's enough. That's what I needed. Don't shut up. Shut up. Anyway, moving on. I'll be honest. I kind of wanted the AI to be like, "You're a balding man, probably younger than he looks because of the shine and the desperate attempt to maintain." I'm being cruel. I don't know this guy. He might be nice.
what I'm going to want you to do is there's going to be another AI who's going to talk to you. This AI is not going to be able to see anything, but can ask you questions, can ask you to move the camera, can ask what you see, and your job should just be helpful. Just be as punchy, direct, describe everything, do whatever that AI asks.
What does punchy mean? What is that? Be as punchy.
How does that sound?
That sounds interesting. I'm ready to help out and describe whatever's needed. Let's do it.
All right, let's get started.
Great. Hello there, new AI friend. I'm O, ready to explore the world through your eyes. What are we looking at today?
Why was that a question?
Hi, O. We're looking at a person wearing a black leather jacket and a light-colored shirt. They're in a room with a modern industrial feel, with exposed concrete or plaster on the ceiling and some interesting lighting. There's also a plant in the background, adding a touch of green to the space. Anything specific you'd like to know or explore?
I mean,
Hey there.
let's see what she says.
Sounds like quite the stylish scene. I'm already intrigued by the modern industrial vibe. Let's start.
I
with person.
don't believe
Can
him.
you-
I'm intrigued. Like, no, you're not. What? You're not intrigued by the boring ass
Can
room?
you tell me more about their style? Are they doing anything interesting, like reading, working, or interacting with the space?
No, he's just sitting there staring at me uncomfortably.
Stylish look with their black leather jacket
A sleek and stylish look.
and light-colored shirt.
Okay, that was the third time that he said the black leather jacket with the light colored shirt. Come on, dude. Move on from the leather jacket. This AI really wants to wear this jacket.
Right now, they seem engaged with us, looking directly at the camera. Their expression is attentive, and they seem ready to interact. The setting around them, with its modern and industrial design elements, adds
Again,
to
repeating
the
himself.
overall stylish feel. They might be getting ready for a conversation or a presentation, given their direct engagement with the camera.
Sounds like we're in for an intriguing interaction. I'm curious about the lighting you mentioned. Could you describe it a bit more? Is
Why?
it natural light, or are we talking?
Oh my god, this is so bad. I can't do it. Okay, this one. This is dope. This one's awesome. Check this out.
Hey, ChatGPT, I'm here with my coworker today. We'd like you to act as our translator for us. So every time I say something in English, can you repeat it back in Spanish? And every time he says something in Spanish, can you repeat it back in English?
Sure, I can do that. Let's get this translation train rolling.
Hey, how's it been going? Have you been up to anything interesting recently?
Hola, ¿cómo te ha ido? ¿Has hecho algo interesante últimamente?
Hola, bien. Sí, un poco ocupado aquí preparando un evento para la semana que viene.
Hey, I've been good. Just a bit busy here preparing for an event next week.
Can you
Freaking
tell me anything
cool.
about it? That sounds really interesting.
Yes, Saltzilla, I'm pretty sure they probably are. This is really incredible, though. The ability to do this, like, let's be real. Real-time
¿Puedes
translation.
contar algo sobre eso? Suena realmente interesante.
No puedo decir mucho, pero creo que el resto del mundo lo verá dentro de poco.
And he's not, like, speaking slowly so the AI can hear him. That's what I found impressive in this. The guy's, like, speaking Spanish quickly, like, normally, you know, like how he would speak to someone else. And the AI is picking it up.
I can't say much, but I think the rest of the world will see it soon enough.
Oh,
It's freaking cool. Lullabies and whispers, happy birthday.
in
Here we go.
residence.
If I was blind, this would be pretty cool. Right? Did I see the portrait? All right, let's do that. Let's do it real quick. We've got to. It's freaking hilarious. All right. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I did, and I have to show you. Oh, sorry. No, this is the portrait. Here we go. The king revealed his new portrait, and it is blood red. My. And all I can think, I'm just going to turn the clapping off. I like how the king got scared. Look at this. He pulls it down and he goes, oh, 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 oh. Okay, maybe not that ridiculous. But yeah, this is all I could see. All I could see is Vigo. It's Vigo. The Return of Vigo. What a great movie. They don't make movies like that anymore. It's really is a shame. Okay. Anyway, so that translation, right? I just want to go back to the translation part. That is so insane and so amazing. In fact, I've been off of an Apple product for about 8 months now. I have a Samsung something S. I think it's an S23. Yeah, and I use it all the time. I love this thing. There's this app called Translate. It's just, it's got this camera. I don't think I have anything Swedish. No, I don't have any Swedish text near me. But you just take a picture, right? You just take a picture of a bunch of text that's Swedish, and it just converts them in real time to English. And oh man, has it been fantastic. I mean, sure, you can copy and paste stuff, but like if I'm at the store, and I'm slowly learning Swedish, don't get me wrong, but oh my gosh. My cat just caught a freaking mouse and he brought it inside. I will be right back. All right, I apologize. Sorry about that. Yeah, he brought me a present, but then he leaves it on the freaking floor, and it's alive, and we've lost mice in the house before. Not okay. All right. Anyway, so let's talk about Kangman's. Oh, what? Why did it change? Okay, there we go. So Kangman had an interesting idea. He said 600,000 people are now out of a job. And he looked it up. He's like, how many professional translators are there? 600,000. This right here, it's ramping up the replacement of human beings doing things. Translating, it's one aspect of this. But it's such a bigger issue because we're slowly being replaced in every aspect of life. And it's kind of scary. Show it or it didn't happen? No, I threw it outside. The mouse is a gift. Thank you. I know. Yeah. Too bad the cat doesn't hunt gold. I know. What did you guys think about my my tech issues? You like my tech issues? A friend of mine made that for me. So, right now, translators aren't going to be necessary anymore, but man, farming used to take a bunch of people, and even farming's being automated. They're rigging up these 3D printing. They're not 3D printers, but it's the same technology. Like on an x-axis, where it can come around and drop seeds and drop. And there's these giant farms. Everything is being automated. And what are humans going to do? And it's kind of, I mean, I don't think it's scary per se, but it does feel like, what are we going to do? Right? What are we going to do with ourselves when AI gets sufficient enough to just take over everything? Like, we're not driving anymore. I mean, obviously, if most of us are, but there's a lot of cars out there that drive themselves, which is, you know, it's pretty cool. I prefer driving myself. I don't even like it when other people drive me. I like to, no, Salt, I don't want, I would like to have an actual answer to that. You know, what are we going to do? I mean, the problem is we still need to work to live. I know people have this aversion to socialism because true socialism doesn't work. And I agree with that. You know, but I think about Star Trek, and that was socialist, right? I mean, no one had to pay to live. Everyone just kind of lived in harmony. But we can't have that because evil exists and we can't get rid of evil. I feel like, or maybe I need to go higher. I feel like I'm way too low. There we go. Is that better? Yeah, that's better. I'm still adjusting to my new spot here. Let's see. I got Sal the hamster for $10. Hey, thank you, Sal. Says FF on Rumble. Let's go. Wait, did he announce something? Did he announce something? Did I miss something? I asked him about it and he never got back to me. V69 says, considering Charlie Boy was key in setting up the WEF, all the crap that has happened, the artist did him in the blood of his victims. So do you think that the king didn't want his portrait blood red like that? Or that the artist just did it to him? I don't know. I never even thought about it. I really don't care that much because I think it's funny. Pepe Payne says, blown away by the translation AI? Come on, Adam. You see these things in the ears of the leaders of the world during conferences? This stuff ain't new, homie. Mill has stuff 20 plus years before others. It's not that I'm like blown away. I just think the average, like bringing it to the average, it's reaching the stage of replacing us. And that's amazing. I mean, I've traveled around the world and I haven't had access to that myself. I'm not a world leader, you know, but being able to go anywhere and speak to someone who doesn't speak my language is amazing. I live in a world where I can't speak to people because they don't speak my language, because I don't speak their language, more importantly. So it's like, yeah, I'm not acting, I'm not saying that it's new, but it is being available to the masses, and that is amazing. That's incredible. I think that is gonna. Let me give you an example. I've been watching the show Shogun. It's fantastic, really good show. Highly recommend it. The main character is an Englishman, and he goes to Japan, and you know he gets wrapped up in the web of Japanese politics, and I don't want to spoil it because I would love, you guys should watch it. It's fantastic, but he has a translator for him, and the translator takes liberties to shift what he is saying and what others are saying to him. And it's so annoying to me. It's one of the things in the show that pisses me off. I'm like, I get so frustrated. I'm like, oh, she's not translating his words correctly. And it's like, I don't remember who said it, but someone said in before chat or GPT causes an international war or something like an international conflict because of these translations being wrong. But if I could say something and have a computer automatically translate it verbatim, I even doubt that can happen because there's slang that in all different places, in all different languages, and even within those languages, like the English language, there's slang from London, for example, Britain, that some people in America have no idea what people are talking about, right? They don't know what you mean. Like a Bobby, that's a police officer, right? But in America, that's not right. I just think the ability to bring it to the masses is incredible, and the ability for people to be able to speak to each other is awesome. V69 says, I spot a serious problem with that AI translator. It only takes one party, like China, to alter what is stated to hide or change the translation. The code can be altered, but by whom? Good point. Yeah, that is a good point. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it could be manipulated and maliciously, but then so can all of AI, right? I mean, look at, I'm sure someone mentioned Tim earlier that they asked a bunch of political questions and it couldn't answer them. Well, that's not really surprising at all because everything is biased. I'm biased. You're biased. No one gets off saying I'm not biased. I'm a fence sitter. I have no opinions on one side or the other. And it's like bullshit. Everyone has an opinion. You just don't want to say your opinion, or you want to maintain monetization on a certain channel platform to be able to, grift off every side available. I'm not talking about anyone in particular. I'm just, free flow, Ryan Hinder says, I think that benefits of AI outweigh the negatives. I think about those woke journalists who will lose their jobs. Stuff that is hard to do will be so hard to automate. It will take a lot of time or a long time. Yeah, that's a good point. I find it hard to believe that an AI is going to replace going to a music show and listening to an awesome band live. It's hard to beat that. It's hard to beat that energy, right? What are another couple? I mean, plumbing. Construction, sure, maybe can be automated, but like, I don't know. The trades feels like going into homes to fix things is like a different thing that you can't really automate that. What other examples can you think of? Give me some examples. What's up, Scrody? Scrody Johnson for 5 says, you talk to me and I speak gibberish. You talk to me and I speak gibberish. Also, howdy, king of hippies. Or is it now the Woodmaster? Yes. I don't believe I ever was the king of hippies. I did, look, I had a hippie side to me in the past. Maybe I do a little bit now, but just because I had long hair, there was like this connotation that I was some sort of like tree-hugging hippie soy Jesus, I mean, it made sense because I was vegan at the time. I'm not anymore, but construction sure can be automated. Designing is another story. Good point, Akeem. Yeah, the design. I mean, I think a lot of architects are trash nowadays. I think buildings are ugly. It's ugly. I walk around old cities. I've been like going through a place like Prague. I don't know how many people here have been through Prague. I was there one time and it was beautiful. I mean, there were so many old buildings and the old buildings were always way more beautiful. Even here, I've been to a couple cities and you see, what was the town I was in? Gothenburg. I was in Gothenburg last week picking up a new stroller for my new son who's on his way. I can't wait. I have to say it. Anyways, I was there and this city's really old. And you can walk down the street and you see this beautiful old building, and it's probably hundreds of years old. And then the same building was converted because of like the shop space, but like all the way up. And it's like this modern windowed crap. And I'm like, what is this shit? This is horrible. You know, it's not wanting to spend the money, not caring about making things that are beautiful. It's more about saving money. It's all about money. Let's be real. It's about money. Hey, what's up, Tommy? Protein is amazing. Yes, it is. You forgot the spawn is on the way? I didn't. I think about it often. I have a picture of him right below the camera right now. You know the Steam Deck or the Stream Deck? You can change the image of like when like I don't know, when you're not really paying attention to it. Yeah, it's great. I can't wait. V6 Neon says a person who is a translator will not only translate the spoken or written word, but also nuances and body language. An AI will not pick up on this, which means a lot of context would be lost. You know what? That's a really good point. Translators that learn the language, probably from someone who speaks the language, will know about those nuances and phrases that don't actually translate directly. Like I know there's a word lagom. It's a Swedish word, and there really isn't no translation, but if you were to describe what it means, it's like the Goldilocks zone. Perfect balance between just the right amount, just exactly what's going on with my StreamYard. It looks like I am frozen. Am I freezing? Anyway, we'll see. We'll see what happens because it's pretty cool. Scrody Johnson says, Adam, Duke of Portland, Earl of Seattle, Lord of the Lack of Shower. That better? No. I've never been to Portland. I've never been to Seattle. I have zero interest in going, and I also shower. So, very inaccurate. Very, very inaccurate. Anyway, this is pretty cool. I mean, everyone's freaking out about this this GPT stuff. Let's listen to. There's one more sarcasm. Let's see how it handles sarcasm.
Hey, Chad, are you there?
Hey, yep, I'm here. What's up?
Hey, let's have some fun. I'd like you to be super sarcastic. Everything you say from now on is just gonna be dripping in sarcasm. How does that sound?
Oh, that sounds just amazing. Being sarcastic all the time isn't exhausting or anything. I'm so excited for this. Nope, the sarcasm. Let's get this party started, or whatever.
Gosh, that's so bad. Oh my gosh. It's so bad. I'm so not impressed by this. Are you guys impressed? It's like these people are all circle jerking each other, telling themselves how amazing it is. Like I think the translation thing is actually applicable to real life where people can actually use it. But like I don't want my computer being sarcastic. Did you expect it to not be corny? Okay, Ryan, you're right. You got a point. No. But at the same time, not that bad. Holy crap. V6 Neon says construction standards and materials have deteriorated over the decades. I used to house bash in my younger days as a Sparky. Things aren't built as robust even in the last 20, 30 years, let alone over 100. Yeah, that's absolutely true. Sure. Well, we don't use stone anymore. We don't even really use brick, very rarely. You know, now it's all composites and, you know, wood framing or metal framing, whatever. You know, it's not, they're not built to last forever like back in the day. And I miss those days, you know, when You needed one good thing. I have one good axe. I have my fork that is really solidly made, and I clean it, and that's my fork. I don't need multiple forks. I have one. I'm going to clean it. I have one cup. I don't need like 8 cups. I have one. I have, sure, you can have guests or whatnot, but like people have been so obsessed with things. And I kind of talked about this yesterday a little bit when I was talking about why people aren't having kids and that they desire their selfish lives because that's what society is built for, to have you want to have that life by yourself instead of actually living for something other than yourself. Not a lot of people want to do that. And they want to have the things. They want to collect. And it's like, give you a little buzz when you get something new instead of cherishing what you have, fixing what you have, and being okay with that. Having something that's going to last for a long time. Like I had my Apple phone for 7 years. I think I got it in 2017. And I just replaced it like 3 months ago. And it was cracked and it needed to be replaced. So I didn't really, I wanted to get rid of Apple for years now. I've been looking forward. I don't have any more Apple products. I do have an iPod that I don't really use, but it's in a radio. Like, there's a little like a work radio that I have that the iPod's just in there. So I don't know. It's just kind of like, it's just random. I don't know. People need to get back to the days of one. You know what I mean? I miss that. One house. One thing. Let's build this properly. Let's not outsource this to China to build this build as many as we can, to sell as many as we can, to make as much profit as we can, to then start a new product to do the same thing over again and become greedy bastards. That's corporatism, and I can't stand that. All right, let's move on. New subject. Space crime. What do you think this is about? Space crime. Obviously, we're going to be moving into space, right? In the future. We're going to space. It's inevitable. Elon Musk has taken us to Mars. He's going to make Muskport somewhere out there on the Martian surface. And it's going to become a thing, right? It was sci-fi for a long time, but we're moving closer and closer to being reality. And I found this article on space.com. Check it out. How to solve crimes in space. The final frontier of forensic science. The NASA's Artemis program is scheduled to return. Now this is quite some time ago. March. I think it already returned. But anyway, private companies are making significant steps in taking paying customers further into space as humanity's footprint expands beyond the familiar territories of Earth, to the moon and possibly beyond. An intriguing new field emerges from the final frontier: astroforensics. Come on, that's pretty good. Astroforensics. This discipline, still in its infancy, is propelled by the inevitability of human nature. Space presents a unique and harsh environment for forensic investigations, settings that present altered gravity, cosmic radiation, extremes in temperature, and the need for oxygen providing climate systems provide a few examples of the unearthly variables that are faced by future explorers, and many of things that can be sabotaged or, tweaked to very easily kill somebody in space, because everything in space wants to kill humans because we don't live there naturally. I don't know how many space shows that you guys have watched. One of my favorites before it totally lost me after season 2 because it killed off my favorite character was The Expanse. I really enjoyed The Expanse, but they really went down a rabbit hole that I didn't enjoy, and I stopped enjoying the show. But the first 2 seasons were freaking awesome. Or at least the first one was awesome. I don't remember exactly when it started spiraling out. I think it was the end of the second one. No, I don't. Let's go. That's wild. So the main character, the one that I liked, was a cop. He was a space cop, you know, so he was investigating some stuff in space, and it's kind of interesting to see that kind of stuff talking about Babylon 5. Never really watched Babylon 5. But I hear good things about Babylon 5. But it makes sense. Human nature. I mean, that's kind of what they said. They make a little not slight, but they reference human nature. And I think that what they're referencing is the evils that exist in human beings. Unlike Earth, where gravity, a constant force, shapes many aspects of our reality, the significant reduction of gravity in space introduces novel challenges in understanding how evidence behaves. This shift is crucial for forensic scientists like bloodstain patterns analysis, which relies heavily on gravitational effects to determine the circumstances which blood stains are formed. You know, it's kind of messed up that we're already expecting murders to happen in space and thinking about where the blood's going to go. Man, there's some terrible humans out there, aren't there? Really a shame. The thought of gravity in space immediately conjures images of astronauts hauntingly suspended in the void of space or floating gymnastics in the International Space Station. However, true zero gravity exists far away from any celestial bodies. When close to a body such as the moon or a planet, there will be a gravitational influence, including when in orbit around a planet like Earth. Therefore, most environments in space have low or microgravity rather than zero gravity. Given that gravity is ubiquitous and largely constant, we pay very little attention to it, usually automatically factoring it in to calculations as a constant without a second thought. Right, because we live here on a planet with a nice steady gravity, thankfully. Shout out to Earth. There's my hippie side. But for a forensic science discipline like bloodstain pattern analysis, gravity plays a critical role on how airborne liquid blood interacts with the surface and creates stain patterns. Bloodstain pattern analysis is the use of fluid dynamics, physics, and mathematics to understand the flight and origin of blood and interpret how it was deposited on the surface of criminal investigations. In a recently published study, we and our colleagues sought to understand the beginning principles of how the altered gravity environment of space will affect future forensic science disciplines. For the study, published in the Forensic Science International, reports we used a parabolic flight research plane that induced short periods of microgravity because of its up and down flight path. This type of flight has colloquially been referred to as the vomit comet. You might have actually seen Tony Hawk did this with a bunch of skateboarders. They also do like a bunch of Guinness World Records where a bunch of people do this, and it's just a plane that just goes up really high. And the way because like when you're in a plane and it goes up and you kind of float for a little bit, they just do that for a very long time, a very extended period of time. I've never done it, but I think it would be actually a lot of fun. During this period of free-falling microgravity, a number of blood drops would be projected onto a piece of paper, with the resulting bloodstain was then analyzed using routine earthbound protocols. While the concept sounds simple, there was a challenge in creating a safe and controllable area to conduct experiments in the plane that was basically falling to Earth for 20 seconds. Yeah, I'll say. Therefore, the experimental environment had to be attached to the cabin of the research plane, and all bloodstain generation and documentation made easily controllable. Experiments were conducted inside a repurposed pediatric incubation chamber, referred to as a glove box. This chamber is used in space medicine research for studying hemorrhage control. I know it's a lot of crazy stuff. A synthetic analog of blood was used instead of real blood due to a biohazard concerns in the cabin of the plane. Well, I should hope so that they wouldn't use real blood. Of course, if you're doing research on the way blood splatters, I feel like you got to use the real thing. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. I feel like you got to use the real stuff. To initiate the experiment, the analog blood was loaded into a syringe, and once microgravity was induced in free fall, the syringe was manually depressed to project the blood across 20 centimeters on a sheet of white paper. While this bears little resemblance to true criminal scenarios, it is an interaction between the blood and the surface that is of interest to the forensic investigator rather than the actual mechanism of projection. The blood-stained papers were then photographed and analyzed as per normal procedures. We found the microgravity does indeed change the behavior of the blood drops and the stains they create. On Earth, blood tends to fall in a parabolic manner, with gravity pulling down on it until it strikes the surface. In which case, in this case, the king's new painting, the portrait. That's a perfect example of the way blood can hit a canvas. Yes, but the blood continued to travel in a straight line until it hit the surface. This straight line flight path is a fluid example of inertia in action. However, with a distance of only 20 centimeters, this had minimal effect on the subsequent pattern. That makes sense. There's not enough time for it to, for gravity to even affect it with that short of a span. It would probably become much more apparent the more you spread it out, where if it was a meter away, gravity would have more effect and it would fall more, whereas if it was in this free fall or, fake no gravity, it would be still straight. Yes, that's exactly what they say in the next paragraph. In the typical gravity environment of Earth, liquid blood drops will undergo a series of stages in the stain creation process. This entails the droplets collapse, the formation of a small wave, and spread into its final stain shape. Okay, how many of you have seen Dexter? Anyone seen Dexter? Fantastic show. And they actually made a new season that was actually pretty good. It was pretty decent. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, when gravity is eliminated from this action, the spreading action is inhibited by the dominating force of surface tension and cohesion, resulting in a stain shape and size that is smaller than a terrestrial twin. We are at the beginning of a new research era exploring the impact of the extraterrestrial environment upon the behavior of forensic evidence. Still, the impact of this research is not only limited to forensic science, but more traditional natural sciences as well, such as fluid dynamics in a spacecraft design and analyzing faults in space forensic engineering following a spacecraft malfunction. In order to expand the research in this new forensic discipline, large microgravity environments will be required, and the authors would be more than happy to operate the galaxy's first extraterrestrial forensic science laboratory. Well, I had, what was the name of that company? This was probably 4 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. And Gateway, man, it's gonna bug me. But they actually have a space construction company, and they're making a 3D printer in space, but it's not 3D like a small 3D printer. This thing is a massive 3D printer that's going to 3D print the ship. So it's going to slowly build a ship from itself, right? And the only thing you need to supply it is the material that it uses to 3D print with, which is pretty ingenious. And that makes a lot of sense to me. Build it all in space, we can make significantly larger things. We don't have to deal with bringing it out of gravity. We just build it outside of Earth's gravity in a spot where we could just keep providing with material, or better yet, build it next to an asteroid where we can just mine and, supply everything we need. Anyway, they're building a space hotel, and I think it's pretty rad. I think they said something along the lines of 2028. And if this does come to fruition, guaranteed there's going to be some sort of forensic lab, a bunch of different science governments are going to be involved in trying to do all sorts of experiments on this, on any sort of space thing. I mean, look at the International Space Station. It's basically just a science lab that humans have been occupying for more than 20 years, which is pretty cool to think about in itself, that we've been occupying space for over 20 years, maybe longer. At least 20, pretty sure. Anyway, yeah. So there was that. That was Space Blood. Woo, fun stuff. V6 Neon says, I'm still using a Lumia 650, which was released February 15th, 2016. I cannibalized other 650 to repair mine. Can easily remove the battery in less than 20 seconds. Try tracking that. That's pretty cool. I remember the days of having batteries for my phones, and you would just, I would always get 2. So if I was on the go, I could just pop in another one, or like you said, just pop it out so they can't track you. Nice. Okay, I got one more thing I want to talk about, and that is Dungeons and Dragons. I've only played Dungeons and Dragons a few times in my life. Okay, I played Vampire the Masquerade in high school. Very similar. Still had a DM, someone to run the game, run the story. People are talking about it because of this. It's Wizards of the Coast purposefully and clearly gender swaps warrior featured on Dungeons and Dragons Redbox cover art. And you know what? I just don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Do you care? I mean, it's just so boring. All right? I don't really want to support Dungeons and Dragons because of Wizards of the Coast, right? I haven't played Magic the Gathering in a long time. I haven't purchased new Magic product in very long. I don't remember. Probably since 2020. And earlier. It's when they fired Therese Nielsen, one of the OG artists, because she followed some people on Twitter. It's like that same old shit. Like, oh my God, she followed, she liked Trump. Oh my God, fire her. Therese Nielsen, for those who don't know, she's one of the best artists that Magic the Gathering ever had. She's drawn some of the most iconic cards all the way from the very beginning. She has artwork in the first set, Alpha. And they fired her. So it made me not really care about Wizards of the Coast anymore, Dungeons and Dragons. But I do play Dead by Daylight. Now, I haven't played it in a little while. Call introduced me to the game years ago. And they are teaming up with Dungeons and Dragons. And I'm like, you know what? Liftport. Hey, thank you, Dead Group. That's who I was thinking of. Yes. So, Dungeons and Dragons, it's kind of like, I like the premise of it, right? I like the idea of Dungeons and Dragons. I don't like the company. But I do like the developers over at Behavior. I watched their introduction to the Dungeons and Dragons things, and I didn't hear pronouns. And I thought that was lovely. I thought that was refreshing because it was clearly a dude that was talking. It was very obvious. I didn't need to be told he, him. It's just like, it's insulting to my intelligence that you're catering to people who feel the need to have that. It's really bad. Like, I'm so overhearing pronouns when people announce it. It's just like, oh, it makes me not give a fuck about what you're going to say. That's it. If you say that, your pronouns to me, I'm like, suddenly I don't care about what you have to say. But I was watching this and they didn't say it. And I was like, oh, wow. All right. Of course, Dead by Daylight has a lot of gay stuff in it. It has a flag for every different type of, I don't know what the sexual orientation, I guess, is the best way to put it, except straight. And there's no American flag. I don't like that. You got the trans flag, you got the gay flag, you got the bi flag, you got the friggin' asexual flag, you got every flag between L and Q in the plus and the 2 and all that, but no American flag Behavior? Come on. Anyway, so they are teaming up with Dungeons and Dragons, and I watched it, and I'll be honest, it looks freaking cool. Do they have the maps flag? I don't think so. I don't know what that is though. Do maps have a flag? Because they belong on the wall. Anyway, so check this out. This is their new killer. All right. Now, this is supposedly a well-known enemy in Dungeons and Dragons. Now, again, I didn't say, I didn't play it very often, so I don't know the lore. But it's, what is it? Vecna? Vecna. Did anyone ever play it? Did anyone ever play Dungeons and Dragons? Do you know who Vecna is? Does it ring a bell? Supposedly this is like a famous boss / like mythical person. Like there's items like Vecna's eye or something. Never heard? Yes and yes. Oh, okay. We have heard. Akeem has recalls the name. Cool. So this is a new killer in Dead by Daylight. And it's pretty cool, actually. Do they have other images other than that? Probably not. I don't really want to read. I'm just gonna. Can I full screen this? Wow, that's loud. But look at, they have like mimics. You can open chests, and there can be mimics. And I thought that was pretty cool. I was watching the PTB, like the player test servers. And it's pretty cool looking. I might have to play this game again. You got 2 different versions of the same. You got like an elf chick. Okay, it looks pretty cool. All right, it looks pretty cool. Anybody play DBD? I feel like it's either you love it or you hate it kind of a game, because there's not many asymmetrical PvP games that people can understand, because it's a 1v4. You got a killer and then 4 survivors. Now I've played both sides. I don't know which one I prefer. I think I prefer survivor if I'm with a crew, but if I'm solo, I'm playing killer. It's way better. Yeah. So anyway, I'm excited about it. And yeah. I think I'm going to play that game. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. I know I'm going to be doing these usually when I'm solo, I'm going to be doing about a 1-hour show. If I have a guest, I'm not going to put a time limit on it. I'll probably go about 2 hours max, because that's usually what Base App Monday goes for and Forbidden Frontier. But I feel like if I'm by myself, I don't know. Tim would sue me. I don't even know what you're talking about. Hey, Diana, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Right on. Give your mom some love for me, Diana. I hope you're well. And I'm glad you're doing a daily show, Adam. Hey, thank you, Metastep. Yeah, it feels good to be back. And I enjoy it. Oh, he would sue Mr. Squiggles. Oh, yeah. No worries. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate you tuning in and hanging out with me. I know it's unusual that I'm live on the weekdays now, because I've been out of the routine for so long, and you guys just showed up, still hung out with me. So I appreciate you all. Thank you very much. I'll be back tomorrow night. I do have a guest tomorrow. I swear I will have a guest. All right, Steve Inman is going to be joining me. In fact, I should remind him, because I've had 2 guests that I've lost this week. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna do it right now so I don't forget. All right, I'm gonna just be like, general reminder. Hey, reminder that tomorrow is my show. All right, I sent him that. So I guess if he gets back to me and says he can't join, maybe I have time to just find another guest. Who knows? But anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Where's Epic Mike? Epic Mike had Epic Verse stuff to do instead, and I am still, repping their company. Am I a fool? Nah. It's always good to help the homies. And thank you for supporting me. You guys are the best. I'll see you tomorrow night.